This is the B harness. I'll go through it quickly here. That would be your wideband for your O2 sensors. The gray one here goes to your cooling fan harness. This one here goes to your monster spark for your coil. This guy right here is an auxiliary output, I guess. It's for you crazies out there that run nitrous. This little red guy goes through to the A harness there. B harness, I'm going to be hooking up the ground. See, I routed it this way through here. Don't be alarmed if you don't have these two wires on your bike. Those are going to my wireless winch remote. I came through here. I'm going to be going up there. I'm going to be mounting it on this mountain spot right here on the block. Put my ground right there. Make sure to zip tie that right out of the way so it doesn't touch the exhaust. Now the ground's all hooked up nice. I got it zipped up over top of there, far away from the exhaust, and routing through up there. Now that the B harness is fed through there, I'm going to start with the wideband O2 sensors. This little unit right here. I've decided to mount it inside the fender here. See, I've already mounted my wireless unit in here. I'm going to put in the O2 sensors in the exhaust. See, I welded in those bunks there. This one will go right here, inside here in the front. I'll go ahead and tighten those down. After screwing around a bit, I decided not to build a bracket, and I mounted the O2 sensor control unit right on this plastic here using bolts I had left over from my when I put on my skid plates. Also, if you see here, I managed to wire through the front O2 sensor right in this box in the front here, the front fender. It's going to be, once you put the cover on, this will be all hidden nice and neat. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug in my front cylinder O2 sensor. Now that I zip tied the O2 sensor wire all nice with my ground wire, keeping it clear from the exhaust there, I can go ahead and plug it in. I've wired through the loomed wires up to the B harness here. You come out right here, plug them into your B harness. Now right here is this goes to your winch power, but I've got a winch on my bike already, so I'm just going to use one of these little connectors like this. Now you can go and put that all back in its hole. Clip it back into place. See, after it's all said and done, you've tie wrapped everything. It fits pretty good under that little cover. It's going to be pretty neat and discreet. So just a little heads up on the O2 sensor wideband kit. Just talked to Steve, and he says once you're done your auto tune, this kit doesn't have to stay in the bike. It's mostly used as a tool to tune the bike. And he recommends removing it for the guys that do a lot of mudding and go play in the water, because I guess it doesn't like it. So just to let you guys know that you don't have to go all intricate like I did and install this in here, because it will be removed once I'm done my tuning. Next on the B harness, I'll be installing the monster spark. I've already put the harness for that through. I'm going through down here. And I'm just going to show you guys, this is going to your coil. So my double end, I sent my double end through, and I just want to show you where that plug-in is. If you look way the hell on the bottom there, those wires are zip tied to the front of the coil there. BRP's big ha-ha, come and get me. So I'm going to plug that in now. After fighting for a while there, try to get the plug on the coil, I decided to go on the other side and remove my my relay for my winch. As you can see, that plug is right behind here. It'll be a little easier to access now. Now that I got that all hooked up and zip tied all neat, you can go ahead and plug the unit in the monster spark into the B harness. As for the Monster Spark module itself, I drilled a couple holes in my plastics under the hood, and with a couple tie wraps, just mounted it to the side there. It's pretty good there. Again, I can't stress enough about the dielectric grease. Put it on every connection you can to help those seals do their job. Go ahead and plug that, and that's it for the spark. Now I'll move on to the cooling fan. I guess the relay harness for the fan control. You'll see here on the one end you got the gray that plugs into your B harness here, into the last one I got here, which is the gray, and these two ends plug into your fan, which on this bike, if you look, is right up there, up on the side there. So it's going to be pretty straightforward installation on this one. Also, this one you'll see it comes with the relay. It plugs in the top of the harness here, and there's another little replacement relay that goes inside your fuse box up on top here. You must run this because it is a different relay. It's normally closed instead of normally open, which I think that is right there. Now that I ran my harness to the fan motor, plugged that in, I zip tied that all into place. I can come up here into the B harness, this last gray plug-in, plug these two together. I've ran the new relay up here. I'm going to put some dielectric grease and plug that in. Then the fuse box would be this one on top. Pull that one. The new guy here. Go ahead and put that in there. That pretty much sums it up for all the hardware installation on the Toon Monster. I'm going to put the ECM back in there, tie the wires up, and clean it up a little bit there, and I'll show you what it looks like. Another little thing on the B harness, there's an auxiliary output here. I won't be using it on this bike, so I filled the end full of dielectric grease, and I'm going to shrink wrap it just to keep it sealed and keep the contaminants out of there. Got my dash back on, the ECM all plugged in. I tidied up the wires here. It's actually a pretty clean job. Here's my Monster Spark. Inside the fender here is my wideband O2 sensor unit. My O2 sensors. I'll go to the other side. And my wiring harness. I got it tied in there with the rest of it, so it's actually pretty nice looking. So now I can put my bike back together on the muffler and all that, and wait for Steve's phone call, and we'll tune this puppy. So now I got all my plastics back on, my exhaust is back in there, everything's ready to rock. I gotta say it again that this setup was amazing. Everything fits so nice, and I can't believe how nice this ended up and how clean this ended up. The only two things I'm going to be showing on my bike are these two screws up on top here, call them my speed screws now. Like I said earlier on, now I just got to wait for Toon Monster, talk to Steve from Toon Monster, and plug this to my laptop and tune this machine. I got to rate this install as medium to hard. For me it was easy, but I do this for a living. So for anybody else that don't know how to weld or don't have access to welding machines or scared of wiring harness, this can get pretty gnarly pretty fast. But all in all, this was pretty much straightforward plug and play, and I enjoyed myself really much installing this kit. Thanks for watching, guys.